Well, Jay, you know what the big debate has been about Marvel shows lately? Which one is
Audience.
the gayest of them all? And I think we found our answer because the cast and crew were talking about it so much coming up to the release at the red carpet. We have all those videos of, one reporter asking about just how gay is Agatha all along. So you had to wonder, how that would kind of translate. Strangely, you know, Disney didn't give us what they usually do. Whenever these shows get released, whether it's a Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it may be, usually after that first full weekend, we say, hey, this episode over 5 days got this many million views. We're so proud here of Disney about all of our products. Hey, this over 4 days got this many views. We're so proud. It's a great success for Disney. We finally got the numbers for Agatha. It took a lot longer than we expected, but I think we know why. Agatha all along hits 9.3 million views in 1 week on Disney Plus. We've never seen them take that long to tell us what these numbers are. In terms of, that's the longest period of time we've ever seen, an entire week. And I think in all likelihood, you can kind of deduce why. It's because those are pretty abysmal numbers. If you compare it to the gayest Star Wars show ever, The Acolyte, it's not even really close. The Acolyte had 11.1 million views in 5 days, not 7, in just 5 days. And we all know how it ended up for The Acolyte, a complete and total embarrassment, a disaster for Disney Star Wars. Yet nevertheless, here we are. Jay, I don't think you've watched the 3rd episode yet, have you? I haven't either. I got to watch for FNT, but I haven't watched the 3rd episode that's out.
What do
you thought about the series so far?
I don't know who their audience is. Obviously, it's not for me. It's a strange little Halloween show that I guess they thought would do well. But I don't know, man. I don't like it. I know there's some people that do, but it's just like I don't know who it's made for. That's the thing.
It's definitely made for women, probably specifically kind of women who are maybe a little bit older and young gay men. Like, that's who this show is made for. I think that's pretty easy to say that. And you know what? If this thing has a budget of like $20 million, fucking go ahead. It would probably be, hey, look at that. Decent return on our investment for a $20 million project.
Yeah.
The problem is we don't know. We haven't heard what the budget for Agatha all along is. But if you look at the scope of everything else that Disney Plus Marvel has made, Secret Invasion at $212 million, She-Hulk, $225 million. If this is anywhere in that realm, this is an unmitigated disaster for them. And I don't know if it's going to be quite that expensive, but I would hazard a guess that it's closer to there than it is to $40 or $50 million. And to have something coming off the failure of The Acolyte that's being marketed in a very similar fashion, that has pissed off people in a very similar fashion. Now here you have it, and it can't even reach those heights that we saw for The Acolyte Disney Star Wars disaster. 9.3 million in a week. And this is a global number. I see some absolutely retarded fucks out there, like whoever this account is in the house. The first episode of Agatha all along got 9.3 million views in its first debut. That's almost double what Penguin brought in with 5.3 in its debut. I guess if you only look at what a headline's number says and don't read anything else about it, I guess that could be true to you. But unfortunately, Agatha all along was 9.3 million views over the first 7 days globally on Disney Plus.
Jeez.
And Penguin's 5.3 number is just the first 4 days, and that is a domestic, US only number. So no, it did not in any way destroy the Penguin in its debut. Not even fucking close. The other way around is more likely to be true, especially when you consider that HBO and Max, the combined subscriber count for the streaming service and HBO subscribers, sitting a little over 100 million right now globally. Domestically, it's in like the $50 million range. For Disney's global number is at 150 million plus, 153 million, I think was the last count we got. So it has the capacity to get so many more eyes on it. So no, this graphic is just as retarded as it sounds. That is not the case whatsoever. And there's a lot of people that just don't look any further beyond this number, I suppose, and try to compare it to another number without realizing any of the context surrounding it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of those posts. They were like, it's a success. It's a success, everyone. All those people are quiet today. It's like, wait a minute.
It's like, no, what are you talking about? And even this article tries to do a little bit of like damage control. The opening of Agatha All Along appears to be roughly on par with that of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which debuted in December 2023, debuted with 13.3 million views in 6 days.
On par?
How is that on par? Like, you had an extra day and you got 40% less viewers and you consider that roughly on par? Like, what sense does that make? And also on par with The Acolyte. I think it's closer maybe to compare it to The Acolyte, but you still have 5 days versus 7 and still 2 million more views. I wouldn't consider that on par, but that's how that's how the trades are trying to spin it. Hey, solid performance from Agatha All Along. I don't quite think that that's the case.
It might have done better if they released, I don't know, if they released it, maybe like right after WandaVision, maybe. But again, they're spending so much money to cater to a very, very, very small percentage